Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo Buddhaya, and welcome all to Comprehensive Course on Buddhism. This is week 13 and session 1. Today we are going to cover an important topic related to the Buddha himself, the Tathagata. Why is he called the Tathagat? And the manifestation of great light. So those will be the topic we are covering today. And our teacher today is Venerable Bhikkhu Dhammaloka. Bhante Dhammaloka is joining from Mahabodhi, Tripura. We missed him for a couple of sessions this course, but we are fortunate to have him today as our teacher. So to begin the session, as usual, I would just wanted to request Bhante Dhammadatta to light the candles and begin the session. If you already lit the candles, Bhante, do I have your permission to start the session, Bhante?
Yes, sure.
Yes, Bhante. I will request for Shamayachana. Okasa vandami Bhante Dvaratayena Maya Kattam Sabba Paradham Khamatu me Bhante Dutiyam pi Okasa vandami Bhante Dvaratayena Maya Kattam Sabba Paradham Khamatu me Bhante Tatiyam pi Okasa vandami Bhante Dvaratayena Maya Kattam Sabba Paradham Khamatu me Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Bhante. Again, I welcome all the participants of Comprehensive Course on Buddhism. Today, we are going to cover an important topic in the Comprehensive Course on Buddhism, and that is related to Buddha himself. The topic is the Tathagata. Why is he called the Tathagata? The manifestation of great light. Our teacher today is Venerable Bhikkhu Dhammaloka. Bhante Dhammaloka, I request you to start the session, Bhante.
So, homage to the Lord Buddha, Dhamma Sangha, and Brahmanteji, and all our devotees like Pankaj and other all Upasaka and Upasika, and our venerable monks who are online. So I welcome you for this comprehensive course on Buddhism. So today I'm going to speak on why the why they call the Tathagata and the manifestation of the Tathagata. This is the topic. So, as you are aware, the last session also I missed because this year I am living in the remote place. Maybe many of you are aware. The northeast called Tripura. So our Mahabodhi Society has taken a new project called the Buddha statue construction project. There is a Buddha statue, 108 feet height Buddha statue construction program taken initiative by our by our Mahavira Society. So now for this project I devoted, I landed in Tripura last November. Now almost completed 10 months. So this is a quite big project, and now foundation is almost ready. Now the Buddha statue is supposed to start the construction. Yeah. So this is the really very meaningful project. So those who are our devoted Upasika, so it is a very good opportunity for all of us to achieve this beautiful program, the project. So the Lord Buddha statue is always giving inspiration, inspiration to work on the path of enlightenment. So everybody just think over this and help wholeheartedly for this project. Yeah. So now I come to the point of the subject. So as you know, why we call the Tathagata. This was the subject, and another one is the manifestation of the Tathagata. So already I hope that you gone through this. There is some sutta, Anguttara Nikaya. There is a Loka Sutta, and another Iti-Pitaka. There is also another sutta. So the another Samyutta Nikaya, there is also another sutta. So this already they given here. So as you know, the Tathagata, the definition of Tathagata is Yathavati Tathagari. Yathavati Tathagari, Yathakari Tathavati. As he said, so he do. As he do, so he said. That is the definition of the Tathagata. So the why we call the Tathagata. So indeed the blessed one, Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the deep meaning. Why Bhagavan? He has all kind of anger, all kind of defilement. He has rooted out, like greed, hatred, and delusion. And he developed a lot of wisdom. So that's why he is considered as a Bhagavan. Bhagavan means that is called the Tathagata. And the next perfected one is the enlightened one. Perfected one. How he perfected? And he know everything. He know about the past, future, and present. So that he is the fully enlightened one, perfect one. So that's why he is considered as Tathagata. And the supremely enlightened one, Samma Sambuddha. So without taking help from anybody, himself he has realized the wisdom without taking help from anybody. That's why he is considered as a Tathagata. So he is the embodiment of virtue and wisdom, and he is perfect in virtue, and none of them will be blamed, and none of the even the human being, even divine being, none of them they can trace any mistake, and he is considered as a Tathagata embodiment of the wisdom and virtue. And he is sublime one, Sugata, sublime one. And he is the bringer of all kind of happiness, and he is the giver of the happiness of all. So that's why he is considered as a Tathagata. Lokavidu, and he is the knower of the world. And in the world, whether it is human world, animal world, or the hell world, or the divine world, all the world he knows. So there is nothing is abstract. And he have clearly clearly understood the world. That's why he is considered as the Tathagata. And he is the incomparable teacher for the man and the devas. And he guides to divine being and human being. So that's why he is considered as a Tathagata. So these are all the Buddha's qualities, and these are all the qualities considered he is the enlightened as well as the Tathagata. So here this Anguttara Nikaya, there is the Loka Sutta. In this Loka Sutta, so Bhagavan Buddha, he has to realize this world, and he has understood this world, and he fully comprehended this world by the Tathagata. And he fully comprehended and released from this world. So the Tathagata is the saging from this world, and he is fully free from this world. And he has abundant, and he has given up the world, and he has the ending the world, and he is the practicing and ending the world. So in this sutta, then he has fully comprehended and ended, and he has achieved the enlightenment. So even the Mara, Brahma, Reklas and Brahma, and all Deva, mankind, none of them are equal to Lord Buddha Tathagata. And he is the supreme one. And none of these Mara, Brahma, Reklas, and Devas can compete with the Tathagata. He is the one who has fully comprehended the entire world, and he has seen this world, and he has heard and sensed and recognized, attained he was the charge, and he attained the enlightenment, the ultimate peace. So that's why he is considered as a Tathagata. So he does he totally attain the top most peace, and that is called the Nibbana. So none of the Deva, Brahma, and can compare with this Tathagata. So he has just sinless, and he has just cut off all the doubt and all kind of action, and he removed all kind of anger, and he has just attained enlightenment. So going reduced to the Lord Buddha Tathagata, and going to reduce to the enlightened being. So always the blessing, always the blessing. So that this Tathagata. Tathagata has the thought how to attain enlightenment. So those who have practiced and clean their mind, they also attain enlightenment. So once the Lord Buddha, Tathagata, said to the Subhadra, when the Barbar came to the Subhadra and to become monk, the Lord Buddha, Tathagata said to him, "Oh Subhadra, see, as I taught in my teaching to the people, if they practice properly, then no Arahant, no Sotapanna, Sangatana, Arya will be shortage in the world. In the present world also available the Arya. So if anybody become Arya, so they will be teach to the people how to become Arya. And the people, when they become Arya, they will be teach to the generation to generation how to become Arya. If one will not become Arya, then how can you teach to become Arya? So that till now, in the modern world, also those who are practicing Buddha's teaching properly, definitely they will be become the enlightened. They will be become the Arya. So that maybe you are aware in Majjhima Nikaya. So they are this Sinhanada Sutta. Maybe related all this the manifestation as well as why we call the Tathagata. So this sutta number is the 12. So in that sutta, Lord Buddha said to the monk, so this there is a one prince called Sunakata. So he has just left the Dhamma and discipline, and he was just the blaming to the Lord Buddha, and he was telling that he was not state of the superhuman, and the good thing he was talking, and he was the Lord Buddha was just whatever the occurring his mind, and whatever things have thought arise, that he want to clear, and like this he was this credits to the Lord Buddha. So then the early morning Sariputta, he went to the village, that there this Sunakata, he was announcing this about the Lord Buddha in the Litsavi assembly, and the Sariputta heard about this announcement. Then after hearing that announcement, then the Sariputta one day, after collecting the half fruits that came to Lord Buddha, then he told about the announcement of the Sunakata, and he was announcing in the assembly about the Buddha. And Bhagavan Buddha said, is the misguided Sunakarta. Whatever he is blaming, actually he was not blaming me, and he was actually praising me. So this is the quality of the Tathagata. So as the Sunakata, he was blaming and discrediting the two Tathagata, but Tathagata was the uh, was telling, he was actually praising me. Actually, he was doing something in favor of me. So then this Tathagata said, so according to Dhamma, he cannot accuse me, he cannot blame me, because I am the Tathagata is the fully enlightened one and the supremely enlightened one, and he is the embodiment of the virtue and wisdom. So he, according to Dhamma, he cannot be blamed. And next says he have some Tathagata have some supernatural power and the psychic power, and he can become the many, and he can become the one, and he can appear now, he can vanish, and he can go through the wall, mountain, and he can take in the art, and he can walk on the water, and he can just simply sitting cross-legged, and he can just walk on the air, and he can pass to the moon. So there is no Brahma, human being, divine being, any reckless, excuse me. This is the according to Dhamma Vinaya, according to Dhamma. So nobody can discredit me. So he is always the Tathagata, and he is always the knower of the world. And he have that's why he is considered the Tathagata. Then he have the divine ear, and he can trace, he can hear whether the far or near, or the past, present, future sound. So that's why none of this psychic power and any Brahma and any the human being, so only to not do that. So he is the Tathagata. And the next he said, he read other mind, and how much they have the defilement in their mind, and he can measure, and he will know, and how much they are free from the greed, hatred, and delusion. Lord Buddha know, and he have that psychic power. So none of the human being, Brahmin, and none of the divine being, or the king of the devas, and 31 of the goddess existing. According to Dhamma, he is the Tathagata, and he has this power. And Bhagavan Buddha have, the Tathagata have the 10 power. That the 10 power, there is a possible, impossible. This is the first one. And the second power is he know the result of action. And the third power, he know the distinction of the being. Fourth power, the many and the different element, and he know. And the fifth power, the different inclination. And sixth, disposition of the other formation. And seven one is the defilement clean by the defilement cleaning. The 9-1 is the divine eyes, and 10-1 is the 10-1 is the 10-1 is the divine eyes. Yeah. So the 9-1 and 9-1 is the divine eyes. The 10-1 is the realizing the direct knowledge. These are the 10th power of the Tathagata. So possible and impossible. What is this? Possible and impossible. Possible and impossible. Here, this possible. What is this happening? Impossible means what is not happen. So as a here, this right view means Arya. So that they have this right understanding, and ordinary people they don't have this proper understanding. So what is the possible and what is not possible? So we must discuss little bit this one. Like a formation, the formation is for the right viewer, those who are the Arya, they will be not consider the formation is the permanent, but these ordinary people, they will be consider the formation is the permanent. So this Arya people, Arya being, they never consider, it is impossible to consider the formation is the permission. And for the ordinary people, ordinary beings, they will be considered this is the permanent of the formation. Then next, it is impossible. The Arya, the right viewer, they will be considered, they will be not considered this is the pleasure, but the ordinary people, they will be considered this is the pleasure. And for the right viewer, it is impossible, they will be not considered as self, but as the ordinary people, they will be considered this is the self. So this is the possible and impossible things that this is the first the power of the Tathagata. And for this right viewer, this the enlightened being, it is not possible at all to deprive the mother. For the ordinary people, there is a possible. They may be to deprive the mother, and they will be deprived the father. But for the enlightened being, right viewer, it is not possible at all to deprive the mother, and not the head or the bloodshed to the enlightened one, to the omniscient one. But for ordinary people, or the ordinary who are not Arya, there is a possible. They may be the head and the bloodshed to the Tathagata. And there is Sangha, there is schism in the Sangha. But being an Arya, it is impossible to do Sangha. And for the ordinary people, they will be. So these are the possible, impossible, and another is for the enlightened being, they can root out all the defilement, but for the anarya, it is not possible. So it is and it is quite a long list. Possible, impossible. Just you go through this. I am not going to detail, and it is quite big, very long sutta, and here very nicely it describe the possible and impossible. So there is another sutta there to mention actually. There is a link given to the Bhanteji, the Bodhi Bhanteji. So this is middle part, Majjhima Nikaya, sutta number 12, and this possible and impossible things they mentioned in the 115 sutta. So, and next, he said, result of the action. So, result of action. As a Tathagata, he have to fully comprehend it, and he know the action, whatever the action, wholesome, unwholesome, and neutral action, what is the result? So, Lord Buddha know. In the Brahma, Deva, Manushya, in the, any realm of the world, none of the a clear idea, but Lord Buddha had. So this is the second power of the Lord Buddha. And third power, destination. So according to their karma and where they are going to land and where they are going to be born. So Lord Buddha knows. He have to fully understand. So where the beings are going to born. So next result of karma and destination, and many and different element. So the many and different element. So there are 6 senses like I seeing object, that is the element, and seeing the eye consciousness, this is the element, Lord Buddha knows. And hear the sound object, and the ear consciousness. So these are like this, the Chakku, Sota, Ghana, Jiva, Kaya. So there is 6 total element consciousness, 18 element that the Bhagavan Buddha told in that sutta. So, and disposition of the other faculties, like this, a person, the inherent of the faculty. So, as they are the ability, according to their ability, the Bhagavan Buddha know. So the whatever their ability, and any being, any person, what their ability, how much their dhamma development took place, and how much they have to still work, we know very well. And defilement cleaning, and next one is the defilement cleaning. How much defilement still he have, how much he work in. So this is the 7th one. And 8th one. 8th one is the manifold of the past life, and the Bhagavan Buddha have the his power. He have the he have that power. He can remember that many life. So that he have power. That power is there. So then the 9, and he have the divine eyes, and he can see the people being where they are the born, and he can see whether the human one, and he can see whether the hell one, whether he can see all the divine being by the psychic eyes. The people are born in the hell world and the human world. Why they be born and what is the cause? He know, and realizing the direct knowledge, and he have the such power. He realized the enlightened man as a Nibbana. So none of the being realized. So that's these are the 10 power the Bhagavan Buddha had. So this the 10 power, none of the Arya have, only Tathagata have. So that's why he is considered the Tathagata. And in this sutta, he said the 4 kind of the courage. Bhagavan Buddha have the 4 kind of the courage. And he have to fully enlightened. He is fully enlightened. So that's why nobody excuse to him in divine world, as a human world, and any reckless and any being. He is the fully enlightened. That's why he is the Tathagata. And he is destroyed in all the time. And he has to clean and all defilement. He have no more the defilement. He is totally liberated. So none of these equal to Tathagata. That's why he is considered as a Tathagata. And for him there is no obstruction. And the Brahmin, Brahma world and the divine world and whatever plane of existence. So they have a lot of obstruction. Whereas the Tathagata have no obstruction. And the practice and the destruction of all suffering. So these are the 4 kind of the courages the Lord Buddha had. So in this sutta, this the lion roared, Singhanada Sutta very clearly said. So you also can go through. I am just briefly telling, and just I am touching this 2 points briefly. And the next step, Lord Buddha said, Tathagata said there are the 8 assemblies. So in this sutta, there are 8 assemblies. There is the assembly of the noble one, the assembly of the Brahmin, assembly of the householder, assembly of the regulars, assembly of the gods, the gods, the heavenly gods, and the 4 kings, Chatu Maharajika, and the assembly of the gods of the 33, that is called the Navatimsa, and Mara, retinue, and Brahma. So these are the 8 assembly in this Singhanada Sutta, Lord Buddha. That's why he is considered the Tathagata. Tathagata he is. 4 kind of the generation. And we know this, the 4 kind of the generation, like egg, born, and egg, born, and womb generation, and moisture generation, and spontaneous generation. They are the 4 kind of the generation. So, like egg born, egg, you know very well that this egg like a animal, like a hen, chicken, or the like their egg and chicken. Egg, what egg? Egg generation. All the bird and fishes, all this animal are the egg. Womb born, like a human that are the womb born, and some other animal also like some the animals also womb born, and some moisture like the moisture born like the mosquito and some other insect, and spontaneous the born is something like a divine being, and even included in this sutta some spontaneous bond like a human being also is the very some special case. So then next said there are the 5 destinations. There is the hell world, animal world, ghost world, human being, and the gods. There are the 5 destinations. So the Tathagata know. Then the next is how the Lord Buddha, Tathagata, before enlightenment, how he practiced, how he was fulfilling how he was to fulfill the 10 paramis, and how he was practiced the ascetic life, and it was very nicely described how he spent the as an ascetic life. It was very hard, and it was very topmost hard life to be spent. And when he was ascetic at that time, he used to force the thing, not sophisticated. He was always very hard life he chose. And next he said scrupulous and mindfulness. And when he was fulfilling the 10 paramis as a Bodhisattva, and he was just always the mindfulness, and always he was alert. So the next he was spend the secluded life. So these are these as a Bodhisattva, he was leading the life. So when he was the Bodhisattva, that time his life is something like a something that he does not eat, he does not sleep, and he does not just 1 day, 2 days, 7 days, he does not eat, and he always remained in the jungle, and he used to eat only the fruit, whatever available in jungle, and he sometimes eats something the root, and it's a hard life. If you go through this Singhananda Sutta, so you will get all how his life was before the enlightenment. So like this, the Tathagata is consider he is the Tathagata, and he is the supreme enlightened one, and he has attained enlightenment, and has this 9 qualities of the Buddha. So before the I think before the many speakers they narrated about these the 9 qualities of this Buddha. So these are these defined as the Tathagata. So that's why the Tathagata is the very vast meaning, and manifestation also it's a very vast meaning. So I think I would like to request all the participants, all the please you go through this Singhananda Sutta. So this is available in the Majjhima Nikaya. So then you will be more clear about the Tathagata, which is quite a long sutta. So you will read, you will understand how the breath and what is the meaning of the Tathagata. So I think now the time is running almost 8:42. So I think you will now will conclude here, and now I think this question answer session if you do, it will be good.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. Thank you very much for your Dhammadana today. Bhante, we will open up the forum for question and answer. So the first question is, can you explain the 10 powers of Tathagata?
And power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dasabala.
Yeah, Dasabala.
Yes, yes, Bhante.
Yeah, so Dasabala, it is something like in this, according to Simanada Sutta, they are the first bala, they said possible and impossible. Possible and impossible, this is something like Arya and Anarya. What is the possible by Arya? What is not possible by Arya? And second one is the result of the action. The result of action is the whatever to be doing the verbal, physical, the mental action. So based on that, being at the born or the being at they suffer or they can enjoy. And destination, then according to their karma, they are born. Maybe the hell world, or maybe the animal world, maybe human world, maybe divine world. And next, many and different element. So different element is in that sutta said, like chakku, sota, ghana, jiva, kaya, like eyes, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So that like I have the I seeing object, seeing and seeing the consciousness. So like this, the six senses have the each one have the this object. So these are the element in the sutta say, and different inclination. So the being are they are the different inclination. So the Tathagata know very well. And the next one is the disposition of other the faculties. This is the Lord Buddha and the Tathagata know. It is the faculties of the other people. So the next Tathagata know is the defilement, how much clean, still how much clean, and still how much he had to walk for the attainment of the enlightenment. So this is this Bhagavan Buddha Tathagata he know. And next one, the manifold past, manifold of the life. Like he know the 1 life, 2 life, 3 life in past life, his own life, and maybe 100, 500, 550, 50 is the life he can recollect. That power is the Tathagata. That's why he is the of the Tathagata, and it is the Tathagata Bala. And 9 the divine eyes. By the power of divine eyes, we can see the being are born in heavenly one, why they born, and how they came, and why they born in this existence. You know, this is the Tathagata Bala. And the last one is the realizing, realizing the direct knowledge, and he attained enlightenment by the realizing the direct knowledge. So these are the 10 bala of the Tathagata. So if you want to know more, just you just refer this Singhanada Sutta. So they are given from being a sutta. So one sutta to another sutta. So it will be more clear. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante. So this would be in a Singhanada Sutta, right, Bhante?
Yeah, Singhanada Sutta. Yeah.
Okay, Bhante, thank you very much. Bhante, the next question is.
Until Bhante will join, I can take few questions.
Bhante. Okay, thank you very much, Bante. So I currently see only a couple of questions out there. So the one where we lost Bante Dhammaloka was a question related to was Tathagata time traveler?
Time traveler, Tathagata was omniscient one. We cannot say that time traveler, or he can, for him there is no limit of knowing anything. Like for us, we have a limit. Even the arhants who are becoming enlightened, fully enlightened, they have a limit of knowing. Limit of knowing. Like if you want to know a life after life, so he has a limit. But for Tathagata, he doesn't have a limit. So we call omniscient one, Sabbanyuta. So we cannot say he was a time traveler. He was omniscient one. So for him, there is no limit for knowing anything. If you want to know anything, there is no limit for him. So yeah, that is, we cannot say him as a time traveler, but it's a, I think because time traveler is a little different from this omniscient one. Sabbanyuta.
Sabbanyuta, yeah. Okay, Bante. Thank you very much, Bante. The next question is, can you please explain how meditation helps in gaining psychic power or supernatural powers, like walking on water or flying in sky or anything like that? Is it just the meditation that is helping him gain those powers, or is there anything more to it, he being the Tathagata or the Sammasambuddha?
Yeah, psychic power, of course, meditation can gain. Like there are few 40 kinds of meditation objects. So in that's some object like some meditation are on the fire, water. So if a person meditate on a fire, Agikasina, we call Agikasina, so he can control over the fire. So similarly, if somebody wants to meditate on water, so he can control over water. So similarly, the art. So there are the meditation objects. So if somebody develop that meditation, so he can control, he can power to control water, fire, or other object also. Like some colors, like a blue color or some yellow colors are there. So these are some meditation object, and there are some we can call jhana, and some meditation after like doing meditation on anapanasati. If we develop the concentration more stronger, then we can get jhana, and by attaining jhana, the person can get the psychic power. He can go through like by flying like a bird, or he can go on. He can walk on the water, or he can go through the mountain. So like that, he can get the this psychic power, jhana power. But yeah, but for enlightenment, to become enlightenment, he has to develop the vipassana jnana. So vipassana jnana only he can get the enlightenment.
Bante, the next question is, what is Brahma and Brahma Vihara, Bante?
Okay. Brahma is a being, we can call it the divine. Actually, it is not divine being. It's like there are two kinds of Brahma, like Rupavachara Brahma and Arupavachara Brahma. Like fine material beings, they have a subtle kind of a roop, the form they have. We call Rupavachara Brahma. And there are beings who are Arupavachara Brahma. They have a formless being. They have only mind, there are no forms. So this Brahma is just the name of a being, like we call a human being, Manusha, or animal. So it's a name. And the Brahma Vihara is the quality of their living. So when somebody reached to the Brahma, so their mind is with these four kinds of Brahma Vihara: the metta, the loving kindness, karuna, compassion, metta, karuna, mudita, upekka, and equanimity. So their mind is always with these four kinds of very high quality of mind. So Brahma Vihara is their mental state, their living style. The Brahma is the name of the beings. A name, just a name.
Okay, sadhu, Bhante. Bhante, there is one more question right now related to the fourth Shila, Mutavada. It is said that Bodhisattva, since he became Bodhisattva from Sumed Bodhi, or from the Bodhisattva Sumed, till he becomes Tathagata, all the lives in between, he never broke the fourth Shila, Mutavada. Can you tell which sutta this story, and more importantly, what is the reason that he was able to uphold his fourth Shila very well?
Actually, the sutta, I don't know, but the reason is like because he was searching for the truth, the Four Noble Truth, the Four Noble Truth, the suffering, the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the path leading to cessation of suffering. So he was searching for this truth. So therefore, it is saying like, because he was searching for truth, therefore he never break the precepts of telling lie. Because like if normally in normal daily life, somebody says like we should clean our city or our country. So the person who is telling the clean, if he himself throw dirty and the garbage here and there, so there is no value of his words. So similarly, the Buddha, he himself searching for the truth, therefore he never break the Shila, the fourth Shila, the Musava, the telling of lie. So, but Sutta, actually, I don't know which Sutta is tell, but reason is this because he was searching for truth, therefore he never break that precepts.
Sadhu, Bhante. Thank you very much for that explanation, Bhante. The next question is, how can we try to stay in the four Brahma Viharas that you mentioned?
For us, ordinary person, it is to live with the four Brahma Vihara for our whole life is very difficult because our mind is still with the defilements. Anytime the anger can arise, anytime the hate can arise, anytime the jealousy can arise. So, but we can develop like metta bhavana, metta meditation to develop the metta. As much as we develop metta, then we can live with the metta, Brahma Vihara. Then we karuna. So we have to develop the karuna. Whenever we see some suffering person or suffering animals, we try to help that suffering person or suffering animals. So as much as we develop this Brahma Vihara, then we can live more and more in this Brahma Vihara. Like to develop karuna, then mudita. Mudita is a appreciative joy, not not become jealous of others' happiness and other success. Apart from that, we have to appreciative, we have to congratulation to others' success and happiness. And then we have equanimity, living a life of equanimity. Like we look at everybody as the same, like that whether it is animal or whether it's a poor person or rich person or whatever the person is, we look after in the equanimity to everybody. So as much we develop our these four qualities, we can live with Brahma Vihara. Otherwise, very difficult for ordinary person to live in this Brahma Vihara.
Thank you very much, Bhante. Bhante, can an enlightened person control or change the mind of other person through his psychic power?
The control it cannot, because even the Buddha cannot control the other beings' mind also. We cannot control other minds, because my mind and my defilement is produced from this mind and body, so it cannot control. But changing is possible, like by teaching, by helping. Like a Buddha, he teach the Dhamma. Sometimes a monk meditating in the wrong way, so and then Buddha appear in front of him, and he uttered some stanzas and some words. Then he changed his mind from defilement mind to the enlightened mind. So changing mind is possible. We can change by helping, by teaching, and by telling. But controlling, it cannot control others' minds. So this is one point.
Okay, Bhante, just to add on that one, can he read other people's mind as to what he's thinking? Can he know that?
Yeah, that not all the enlightened beings, the beings who got power of parachitta vijnana, there is called knowledge for parachitta vijnana. Para means other, chitta means a mind, to reading the other's mind. So Buddhas have that qualities, and some enlightened person also have some qualities, but not with all the arhants also. So these qualities is also not for all. Some enlightened beings who develop with the high qualities of mind, so they get these kinds of qualities to read the other minds.
Thank you very much, Bhante. Bhante, the next one is, sometimes for the benefit of society and people, we have to speak small lies from which all get benefited. Is this still a Shila Bhanga, Bhante?
Yeah, of course, this is Shila Bhanga.
Yes. Okay.
Because evil is evil, whether it's whatever, it's small or big. The reason is doesn't matter. The evil is evil, and wholesome is wholesome. So of course, this is also Shila, breaking
Bhanga.
Shila.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you very much, Bhante. Can we control our own thoughts and our own mind?
Yeah, of course, we can control our own thoughts and mind. Thoughts, we cannot stop our thoughts. The thoughts will continue. Thought will come and go, but we can control our mind. Like my mind, if some anger is arising in our mind, I can control that anger by knowing and by watching that anger. I can reduce my anger, and I can develop the good mind, good thoughts. So of course, we can control our mind by meditation and by knowing the good and bad. It is good, it is bad, and the result of good and bad. Oh, by doing this bad, this is the result, and by doing good, these are the result. By knowing these things, we can control our minds and thoughts.
Thank you very much, Bhante. So that would be anyway a Buddhist way of living and trying to control our thoughts and trying to move the thoughts towards wholesome. I see one more. Yes, Bhante, thank you very much, Bhante, for making all the efforts to rejoin. We are grateful, Bhante. So are there any questions right now? Bhante, in your absence, Bhante Dhammadatta helped out with a few questions here, Bhante. So one more question, and that just came back, is related to the word Tathagata in detail. Someone was not able to hear it very well. So Bhante Dhammaloka, can you please describe the word Tathagata in detail, Bhante?
Yeah. Tathagata in detail, as I told according to this Simhanada Sutta, Tathagata is the definition of the Tathagata, as he said, so he do. As he do, so he said. This is the definition of the Tathagata. Whatever he say, he do. Whatever he do, he say. So this is the definition of the Tathagata. And the Tathagata have this special 10 hour. So he is the enlightened being. I think this is the...
Yes, Bhante, and you had explained those 10 powers earlier from the Sinhanata Sutta, Bhante. Yes, thank you very much, Bhante. I do not see any more questions right now there, Bhante. So before taking the session for conclusion, Bhante, can I request you for some Ashirwad or some blessings for us, Bhante?
Okay.
Taking that before we conclude the session, Bhante.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pankajji, and thank you our Bhante. They are, of course, the land is very poor, connection, and so there is some interruption. And thank you so much for contribution of this program. And I blessed to all of participants for the joining this beautiful program. So keep it up and take more information and which you can take. Bhavatu sabbhamangalam rakkantu sabbadevata sabbabudhan bhavena sadhavati bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabbhamangalam rakkantu sabbadevata sabbadhammanubhavena sadhavati bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabbhamangalam rakkantu sabbadevata sabbasanga anubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te. Avivadana sinasa nityam buddhavacchayam sattaro dhamma vadhanti ayuvanno sukham valam. Ayu aragya sampati sattva sampati mevacha ato nibbana sampati imanate samijjatuti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.